All right, it is 7:30-ish on a Sunday evening. Must mean we have the All-State coach, All-State PG. I'm Coach Barnes, and we are live in the man cave talking Polk County basketball. Appreciate you all tapping in, rocking with us this evening. Your number one source for Polk County High School basketball. We don't take it for granted. We appreciate y'all, each and every one of y'all tapping in and helping us to get through the evening. So, not sure if you're ready or not, PG, as we do every night, as we do every week. I want to swing it your way. If you're ready for the Tuma tape, we got you. If not, then we can swing it back up top. So you, boss.
No, I'm not ready.
Okay.
Pass it. I'll talk
We
about
go. We'll pass the rock back up top, swing it around. And Coach's Corner, you got anything in the corner this week, sir?
Yeah, man. You know I'm always giving flowers. Definitely to the co-host for another grand championship in Tallahassee, man. Congratulations to TBS, to the varsity and the JV team. So definitely want to give them a congratulations. Um, I also want to give a congratulations to one of our good friends, and that's Larry Murphy out of Gibbs High School, winning his first state championship. You know, all of us have known Larry for a very long time, especially Toomer. So it's definitely we want to celebrate each other. And Larry's been family. He's been tied to Polk County for a long time. You know what I'm saying? We definitely want to give him his flowers. All right, but my question to you guys, all right, it's only two teams left, right? So if I'm a coach and a player right now at this moment and we're no longer in it, what should I be doing next to get ready for next season?
Right this moment, if you still got eligibility left next season, depending on how serious you is, started for you the next day after you lost. So I guess if you want to give yourself the weekend, but if you still got time left and you serious, then
right.
at this point it's no time off. It's this year round now. We ain't no breaks like it used to be. So I guess it depends on what your level is and what your expectation is. But if you still got time and you're trying to go do something, then yeah, it is almost instant.
What about coaching?
Uh, Coaching, I think, is a little different, especially if you got like family, because you while you've been coaching, you you probably ain't able to put as much time with the family as you would have during the season. So you want to make sure you don't just jump right out of one season to another season. So I think if you ain't got family, and once again, coach, it's just how good you want to be. If you doing it, as a service, okay. But if you're trying to be great, you got to kind of always be that whole iron sharpen iron thing. So give yourself a little break, and then maybe depending on how tapped in you to the circuit to coach AAU ball or something. I would say you got to keep doing something. If you ain't gonna coach, at least be studying, going to clinics and camps and stuff like that, trying to learn some stuff. So you got to do something. You can't just sit down after the season and don't stand back up to the season again if you dedicated to it.
As high school kids, I don't think there is no room for break. You gotta keep pushing to get better. You know what I'm saying? Start working on weaknesses. Try to continue to play ball. Get ready for AAU season. Um, Sit down with your coaches after the season. Just to give you the blueprint of like what you need to work on. Give you an understanding of this where I found weaknesses at in your game that you need to work on improving going into next year. As coaches, I'm with Barnes. Like if you got a family, you don't need time to spend with your family when you get back into it because you're at 100% with a program. But just on the player side, it's just important. And then also when you do come in as coaches, look at the talent that you have coming back. and the system you need to run. I've seen great coaches understand that they got some talent coming in, and what are they going to be? What's going to be their adjustments to coaching? You know what I'm saying? If you're a guard, if you got a strong guard team, do you change the system? If you've been going 3 in, 2 out, to 4 out, 1 in, what do you do to develop your kids?
I think those are great answers. Um, but what Barnes alluded to earlier was it depends on where you're at. If your eligibility is done, my thing is that these JUCOs and colleges they be having workouts. You need to find a way to get there if you plan on trying to play at the next level. You know what I'm saying? They have workouts for potential kids all the time. You need to do your due diligence, contact people, figure out when these workouts are, and you need to find a way to get there. As far as a kid with eligibility left, as soon as the season over with, like you said, maybe a weekend or maybe the rest of that week. Then after that, you at least got to be in the gym 5 days a week at least. You know what I'm saying? You need to be looking at your travel ball situation so you can put those skills in a real game situation. You know what I'm saying? And you need to be locked in for next year because you win or lose next year in the off season. I firmly believe that. Coaching wise, I agree with y'all too. Um, get you some family time in. At the same time, you need to look for further education, whether that's in a coaching clinic or getting with others in a way that you can improve your game. For example, FACA, I think, offering a free coaching clinic this week. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't sign up for it, I think that's a lost opportunity, right? You got a free coaching clinic and they let you in the state tournament for free. Like, how can you not take advantage of that opportunity? And also, and Tuma knows this, it'd be a lot of high school coaches, and even college coaches at the game, and they'll all sit up in one area and congregate. Right then, I would be trying to rub elbows and bounce ideas off of people. If it's something that I'm lacking in, and I know I'm not competing with that coach for a particular championship, I'm asking them, why is this successful for you? You know what I'm saying? And trying to, gain knowledge from these people that I'm associating with. You know what I'm saying? You see them sitting up there all the time. If you're not, trying to gain knowledge from them, then what are y'all up there for?
Let me ask you this. Have y'all ever seen, okay, let's say you got a young team, right? And I see our guests has come on, but I want to ask y'all a quick question. You say you got a young team that was like really, really knocking at the door that you feel got the potential to make it to the next level, which is the White House, right? Have you ever seen anyone take their whole team to watch that game and get that feeling of, yo, we supposed to be here, and make that like a day that you see, like, y'all look at this. This is where we want to be next year, and get that feel of it. Have y'all ever seen that?
I have seen that before.
Okay, because I would say if I was coaching and I had a young team that didn't make it, that knocked at the door, I would make that a day that we go watch our classification play, go watch the teams that's playing, so they understand why we need to work.
That's a good strategy. That's a good, like you said, that it's nothing like seeing it and visualizing it. Like, why not us? Sometimes you gotta see it before you can do it. So I think it's a great strategy. Great strategy.
And that's one thing that we have done. What Rashad is saying, maybe not the whole team, but maybe you take next year's leaders and captains and like, hey, this is where we want to be at. You know what I'm saying? What we got to do to get here. I've seen that happen before too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Will we benefit on trying to put together a coaching clinic for, the coaches in the area? Do you think they will be?
No.
Do you think they'll participate? Well, just a thought.
Hey, we got to start somewhere, man. But speaking of coaching and clinics, Man, Coach kind of alluded to it earlier in his corner, how we give flowers and how we always make sure that we make sure people, we recognize folks when they great. So even though he's not from Polk County, he played ball in Polk County. We consider him family. So we want to have newly crowned state champ. You gotta call him by champ now. Tap in with us for a little while tonight. All the way from Pinellas County, Gibbs High School. What's going on, Coach Larry Murphy, aka Coach Murph? Appreciate you tapping in, man.
How y'all doing, fellas?
Hey,
Coach Murph.
Good,
Coach Murph, we gotta speak to you different now.
Oh yeah.
You
got to listen.
gotta speak to you different now.
For those who don't know Coach Murph, and I don't even know if I told y'all guys this story. My senior year, I'm at Florida Southern Camp, and Murph probably say I was probably the best player, or one of the two top 3 players at the camp. So this is the year I'm getting recruited, and I had no interest in Florida Southern at all, fellas. So Murph comes over to me and he sits down and talks to me like, "Hey man, you should consider Florida Southern." And I'm like, "Man, I ain't finna come to this school, man. Ain't no white people here." I'm like, in that negative mindset of the school, bro. But we sat down for about an hour and he like really just talked to me about it. And that conversation, man, gave me the green light that Florida Southern was the place I needed to go to. And it's crazy, bro. Like I was telling Coach Gibbons earlier, because Coach Gibbons totally forgot about it, Murph. That was 94. That was 95. That was 94. That was the summer of 94. That we did, bro. And Murph has been like, he ain't been a friend. Like he's my big brother. Like he is part of the reason I chose Florida Southern off of his conversation. But the relationship that we had, man, and I know you guys felt it in the text messages. Like I wanted him to win so bad, dog. That was probably one of the best moments of me watching a brother, you know what I'm saying, who's gotten there, be able to come home with the championship. Because this time he'll tell you, Billy D know that they matched up with each other, and I'm hard on Big Bro. So as much as I'm hard on him, I'm like so proud to see him get over that hump, bro. Like I knew he was gonna win it this year. Like so, congrats, man. Proud of my dog.
Coach Murph, man, you've been knocking at the door for some years now. How does it feel to actually get over that hump?
It's a big monkey off my back, man. I mean, after every loss, you go into a long off season of figuring out what you did wrong and trying to correct some things and put the pieces together. So to finally, accomplish that goal, it's a big hurdle off my back.
First championship in 55 years for the school, right?
Yep.
That's big.
That's definitely big. Definitely big.
Well,
So, Coach, talk about your Polk County roots and how it influenced you and your coaching style now.
Well, like Tuma related earlier, I mean, I'm a Florida Southern grad, so most of my coaching style comes from Coach Gibbons. So even though I'm not in Polk County right now, I'm basically a dude in Pinellas County that plays Polk County basketball. So for us and for my guys in Pinellas County, we always have to get back to Polk County and play because those are the teams that we struggle to win against just because we're not tough enough. Our county is not as tough as the Polk County team. So for the last 20, 22 years, I mean, I think I've been to Polk County every year playing somebody every year just to get that toughness that we need.
Well, speaking of Polk County, you had a re-edition. We won't say an addition, but talk about the impact that Isaiah Medina had coming back. Because a lot of folks don't know he was with you. He came over to Kathleen and he came back to you this year. Talk about his impact and how he meshed with the guys, or was it even a break since they had been playing together so long before he left?
Yeah, I mean Isaiah left the middle of sophomore. You played a whole JV season for us as a ninth grader, and then half a season as a sophomore. So I mean, when he left and came back, it really wasn't like he needed to reaffirm himself to the program because he was already there. I mean, when we got Isaiah, he had just started. I mean, actually, he had never played basketball. So his roots of starting to play basketball started with us. And then, he made the decision mid sophomore year to transfer to Kathleen. And then he came back this year, which was a big boost for us. I mean, considering that he had improved a little bit, but we were already an established team we had been to the Final Four 2 years in a row. So just getting him was like an added boost for us.
Big coach. Coach Gibbons told me to ask you this question, so I definitely want to get in. And just he said, can you share any Florida Southern story with us that you had with your experience there for the 4 years? He wanted you to give us one of your stories at Florida Southern, and I also share one of mine after you had it with the culture.
I mean, Florida Southern for me was. I mean, it was. I was close to home. It kind of like I really never left because I mean I'm only 45 minutes away. So for me, it was like being home away from home, but it was a totally different culture from St. Pete. I mean, Florida Southern was more like a more like a family culture. Everybody looked after each other and took care of each other. In St. Pete, where it's not a huge city, it's still bigger than Lakeland. So it's kind of like it's not that same family type feel in St. Pete.
Gotcha. So, Barnes, you got anything?
So, so we got 2 state championship coaches on the chat right now. So, Coach Murph, this past week you had a whole week to prepare to get yourself ready to do what you did. Coach Billy D is in the same situation this week. So both of you all talk about, as much as you're willing to, share, what does a week of prep, what does game week look like? Because it's not like game day, it's like game week. You got all week for, a 2-game season essentially. So what does that look like for both of you all? Maybe it's the same, maybe it's different, but give people a little insight to how that might look, or how that did look.
I'll go ahead and start. Well, for me, I mean, from a team standpoint, like yourself, it's got to fine tune some stuff. Add some new wrinkles because at this point of the year, everybody gets film on you. Everybody knows what you're gonna do, so you have to tweak a few things, add some stuff, and then make sure you guys are just sharp and aware of different counters. If they do this is a counter for that. So a lot of it is, just preparing your game plan, and then in addition to the other team, I mean, you gotta watch film on them. You gotta know tendencies. You gotta know out of bounds sets, man plays, zone plays, press breaks, and all those types of things.
Just to add on to what Coach is saying, like you said, you gotta be mentally prepared. So the game plan for us was put in last week, and we, practice a couple things, and we kind of figure out what we want to use, what we don't want to use, so we don't have wasted practice time this week. So this week we're really going to focus in on attention to detail. Make sure we go through their personnel and what their strengths and weaknesses are. We're going to continue to fine tune our game plan. And it's a lot of stuff that we have that's not on film. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is just make sure that we're prepared mentally and also physically. Like a lot of stuff this week, it's not going to be like a lot of contact this week. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we just really want to get a lot of shots up, make sure that we stay healthy, and just make sure that we're there mentally. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing, is that everybody is locked in into the game plan and just go out there and execute. Because I can tell you, like last year, we executed the game plan for 28 and a half minutes and end up losing the state championship in the last 3 minutes just because the kids chose to do what they wanted to do. So right now, we just trying to get them to buy in and make sure that we're ready mentally in the game plan.
Hey Murph, one thing I liked about well, I didn't get to make it yesterday, which was, I kept asking the guys scores and everything. One thing I liked about watching you coaching the semis, this year in all the years, just defensively how you made your adjustments. But this year playing against North Broward, I think that I was so impressed on how defensively you guys were. Compared to years in the past, because like that team you played seemed like a very structured offensive team that they gonna run their sets the way they needed to run it. And we talked about this, I think, last week about I don't know if they ran a flex, but they ran an offense was kind of similar to that. And it's like you took away everything that was important to them. Was that how do you prepare yourself like to coach defensively like that in those type of games when you're playing against a team that's very structured on like a flex offense? We're gonna run this the way we want to run it. And like, what did you do different to take away the things that they wanted to do, or is that just how you guys play all year? Did you have a different strategy going against them on the offensive side of how they play?
Well, I mean, we watched a lot of film on them, and they ran like a European style 5-man motion. I mean, they had quite a few foreign kids, so it was more European ball than traditional ball that we see. So we watched a lot of film on it and talked about how we were going to guard all the handoffs and all the back cuts and all that stuff. So we were prepared for that stuff. And then we talked about certain tendencies that certain players had. Like we knew the number 5, although he still hit 30 on us, but we knew he liked to drive left. So we talked about all that type of stuff.
Oh, okay, he gave a quiet 30 then. I mean, he started off strong. It didn't seem like he got his groove the same way in the second half. And I saw you make a defense adjustment. We talked about it earlier. When the freshman came in for you, he actually guarded him a lot better than everyone else.
Yeah, the freshman I got is he was a little bit more aggressive on the ball with the on-ball pressure with him. And then he's a little bigger. He's 6'4". The guy started out on him was like 6'1", 6'2".
Okay.
So he was able to get in the lane and just shoot over the top of him. Like, I don't think we played great defense on him. I mean, bad defense on him. The kid just made some tough plays in the lane. Some mid shots.
Yeah. Now, and another thing, you don't see a lot now. And me and you talked about this again, and I hate that we're on the show. I kind of be the funny guy, but when you got a big brother on here, I like to ask questions so other guys can actually learn from it, because no matter what, win or losses, I've always felt you one of the greatest coaches around him because you've consistently been there. It's hard to get there 5 times. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that I did see, because we talked about it from day one in the summer about the freshman kids you had and how highly you spoke of him. And he didn't play well in the beginning of the first half. And I was telling guys up there, Felix and all our homeboys, that it was amazing to see you let him play. Like, you, even when he was struggling, you still gave him that opportunity to become a basketball player at that moment. When a lot of coaches will go away from guys that get on that stage. For you and for Billy D, like what made you stay with him? Did you just have that confidence in him that he would get out of that shake that he was in? What made you stay with him? I think you on mute now. I think you hit mute, Murph. Can't hear him.
Still can't hear you, Coach.
Yeah, maybe. Did he hear your question?
Yeah, I'm sure he heard it.
I think you can hear it, but for some reason his mic is off.
We can't hear
But
you.
I can tell you from our standpoint, Toomer, is that usually you gain your trust throughout the season, and you know what the kids are capable of in certain situations, and you gain confidence with those particular kids as as the year goes on, and then you trust certain people in those situations. So I'm pretty sure during the summertime, during fall league, at some point, Murph's kid, he was able to convince his coach that, hey, coach, you can depend on me in these situations, and that's the same way that we looked at it too with several of our players.
So
Is you back, Murph? He's
If
still on
not,
mute.
Murph, just go out and come back in.
they tapping the button. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was big for him, bro. I really thought like to see the freshman because Merce. I told Barnes about this kid, like how good he thought this kid was, and to see him come out, he was aggressive, but he shot an air ball. He just wasn't. He wasn't himself. I'm sure from what they were used to seeing. But he let him. He allowed him to come back and continue to play the same way.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you
Yeah,
now.
we can hear you now.
Well, yeah, back, kind of, about like Billy D said. I mean, that kid, I've watched that kid put in numerous hours in the gym. All right, numerous hours. I mean, since he's enrolled in Gibbs, he's probably put in the most hours of anybody I got on the team right now. So when I watch a kid put in much work daily, I mean, he's gonna have a little bit more rope to fail because I see the work he put in. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, he's a freshman. He's a hard worker. He's really passionate about the game and really wants to be great. So he's going to get a chance to to shoot a few more shots and make few more mistakes than some of the other guys.
Yeah, he came up big. The second half, he came up big. Once he hit that one big three, I think he got his confidence. So I was telling the guys like I just was happy to see that. My other question for you in the championship game because again we talked about it today. Like Murph wanted to play those two teams. That's all he kept stressing. I want to play this team, and I want to play Jackson in the championship game. The adjustment you talked about today, did you already have that in your game plan before, or you decided that after you won? Like the adjustment you made because you said you did it the second half. You went from being a man-to-man team the whole entire game, and I think you made that switch in the late in the first half too. You went zone, and it surprised a lot of people. You going zone, was that something you already had in your mind because you had already played them? Well, how did that come about? You making that switch?
I mean, we plan to play some zone. I just didn't show it early because we had played them earlier in the year, and we knew they didn't shoot the ball well, and we kind of gave up some stuff around the rim against them. So we talked about, you know, in the first half coming out playing man, and I mean, and we played a different style of man to man against them too. I mean, we didn't off the ball, we didn't leave the 3 point line. We pressured the ball, but all our guys off the ball were inside the 3 point line. So it was kind of like a little modified pack line, but we wasn't getting, enough resistance out of Medina in the middle. So I waited to the second half to actually try the zone against them, which I kind of figured it would work, but I just didn't want to show it early.
Yeah, smart. That was a smart move. I don't know if Coach Gibbon would be happy with you saying that. But
Oh no, like I told the reporter yesterday, he said, well, what made you go zone? I said, listen, we probably played a total of 20 minutes of zone the entire year. Like we're
Oh
not
yeah, yeah.
I mean, we'll do a possession or two of zone, but in this situation, to win a state championship, you got to do what you got to do that's best for your
That's
team.
what you gotta do. Man,
Coach, so
I got a Coach Murph story.
okay.
So my first year making the state finals, guess who I have to play in the semis? Coach Murph. Right? So me and Murph been friends. We don't coach together. I coach his kid. So usually all of us sit together for the state tournament. We sit up in the little corner. But so happened we were playing against each other. I don't know if it was the next night or the night after that. So we all sitting up there, right? It was a guy that was with Murph. I don't know if he was with Murph. He was definitely from St. Pete. And he was basically like, man, why y'all sitting up here like y'all friends and this and this and Tuma just throwing shots like, y'all gotta play each other. You know what I'm saying? Like why y'all sitting up here? Blah 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 blah. I'm like, me and Murph looking at each other like, man, we just trying to enjoy the game. Like, why y'all trying to put us against each other? But
Cause I'm a
Toomer,
star, man. You know I'm an S star.
Toomer, who did you bet on in that game? Is what I want to know.
I listen. I did it on nobody because I won't bet on this guy. Listen, let me tell you a thing about me and Murph. And this probably the first year I'm believing in him, right? In anything. If Murph say this team gonna win, I'm going with the opposite team. It's the same way you do. It's been years sitting there, but Murph will say, "Man, such and such gonna win." Okay, I'm going the other way. I don't believe nothing Murphy said. So in that situation, I wouldn't. Like even this weekend, I got hit across the head. Like I got sold out. Like, hey, you ain't. I'm like, no. When it comes to him, I'm chilling. I'm a big fan. You know what I'm saying? So with both of y'all in the middle, there's no way I was doing anything. I just want to
y'all made
start
that situation so uncomfortable, bro.
that's what I'm supposed to do. Because whoever lose, I'm gonna sell out. Murph just got to stick that over get it. You know? That's just me. Go ahead, Barnes. I know you had a question for him.
So, Murphy, you can get any advice. Winter Haven in the same boat you was in last week, this week. You won a big game on the semis. You had to turn right back around and get ready for the championship. So it's a quick turnaround. Two totally different teams, styles, whatever. What, if any, advice could you give or would you give? Because he got, a quick turnaround, two tough opponents potentially that you think might
similar.
help.
It's basically almost similar because Murph ended up being a 3 seed. So it's pretty much similar. He had to face the
So what advice would you give? Because it worked. Whatever you came up with, the sauce you put together worked. So if you could, what would you give them any nuggets?
I mean, I just think you gotta prepare your own stuff and be sound, be sharp in what you do, and prepare for that. I mean, you got to prepare for the first one because you got to win that one to get to the second round. But I think you just got to be sound in what you do and then trust that the stuff that you've been doing is good enough to win that first one. And then you get, I mean, in my case, I did have a day to prepare for Jackson, and it did help that we had already played Jackson during the year. So I was somewhat familiar with him. But, after you win that first one, you got probably less than 24 hours to get ready for that next one. So, I mean, that's a tough turnaround for them.
And they both held games.
I mean,
but Murph, man, we don't give you anything. I know we ain't gonna hold you up, man. I just want everybody know you in the GOAT status, and no matter what they say over in the bird, you is a legend over there. We are Polk County is happy for you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's on this podcast, I always speak highly of you. These guys know I'm probably the biggest fan you got over through Polk County area, but I'm proud of you, bro. Proud you got that monkey off your back. Now you can sit up there in them bleachers next week with me, and we can tell some good stories. What you said, I got one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can talk different now.
Hey, and lunch on me all week, all the days you done.
but no, man. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Appreciate you. Congrats, Coach, man. We proud of you. We proud of you, man. Happy for you too, man.
Long time coming, bro.
Yep.
All right, bro.
All right.
Yeah, all right, now.
Yeah, man. That was one of those moments, man. Like honestly, that moment right there, seeing him win. Y'all that saw me at the game, was it Wednesday or Thursday, whatever Thursday, because we had a guy that's real close friends with me that I hang out with over there in that area, Billy D, that's from St. Pete, and he did not he followed Murph every game. He called me all season about Murph wasn't gonna win no games in the Civic Center. He can win Murph blew out everybody in St. Pete this year by 30 or better, including his school, Lakewood. He was like, oh, well, whatever when Murph get there, he gonna choke. He the Buffalo Bills or this and that. And I said, bro, this is how he was selling out. And I'm like, bro, Murph's gonna win it this year. When Calvary lost and Monterey lost, and he told me who he was playing, I said, Murph, this is perfect for you because what you're used to seeing at that situation is the talented guys, the athletic guys that do the same thing you do. And your kids didn't respond that well, which he had Jackson. I felt like if he get to that game, because you think about it, Billy D, the last 2 years, Murph had been up both of those games in the semis, bro, and lost it within the last 3 minutes. Even when he played Jackson 2 years ago, bro, he was winning that game. So it was just good to see him get over that. But boy, you talking about me selling out? I ran over there while I was selling dude out in front of the whole St. Pete, bro. It felt so good. I sold him out so bad, named Howard, that he had to leave the whole arena. And he called me and said, man, you lead the arena. And he said, if Murph wins Saturday, I ain't going to no more Gibbs games. As soon as Murph won, who I called Howard, like, hey, I hope you know you ain't going to no game. They need to ban you out of St. Pete anyway. It was one of those feelings, man, like when Mark Dora won state, bro. When Mark Dora won state in 98, it was really one of those feelings for me, man, because like the relationship that me and Murph have, man, you talking about 2 or 3 times a week, bro. We talk all year. You know what I'm saying? Like he just like a family member to me, dog. And you know how that get when you got somebody close. Like you be like y'all, bro. If y'all win like that, bro, that's how happy I would be to see y'all win, man. It's just those relationships you get.
When I was at Lake Wells, man, I know the feeling that Murph is going through. Murph was knocking at the door, you know what I'm saying, for a long time. And just to get over the hump, I know the weight off his shoulder. Like for me, I was young from Lake Wells, and I had that pressure of people not having the confidence in me. I was too young. I didn't deserve it. The first couple of years, I struggled. Like people always want to talk about them last 2 years, but them first 3 years, we started from scratch, from zero.
Yeah, I remember.
You know what I'm saying? We had to build that to that point. You know what I'm saying? But like even at the end, like we finally won it. You think I was like happy, like that I won it? I was just like happy that it was just relief. Like finally, you know, these people have stopped talking about me. You know what I'm saying? Like finally, you know, at least somebody give us some credit for the hard work that we put in.
Like, you know what's scary, bro? We didn't talk. We didn't ask him about it because, you know, I want him to ride that wave and enjoy what he got. Murph had no seniors on that team, bro. He returns every single player.
So Murph's job now is to find a way to keep them motivated. You know what I'm saying? Not let them get complacent. Not let them get complacent about thinking that you're supposed to repeat or do this again because we didn't have no seniors.
He will, dog. You know why I say will? Because like he got that learning of what Coach Gibbons taught, and that like he said, he's a Polk kind of guy when it comes to basketball because that's what he was learned. He came around and learned it.
Yeah.
If I'm him, it's just he's built that in him.
Yeah. If I'm him, I stack the schedule against those kids just to keep them smart. I would really stack the schedule against them.
You know what's crazy, bro? Like, and I got the text. I learned how he won from McGriff, bro. But I don't think y'all know. I called McGriff before the season, like after the season was over with, like, yo, Murph need to be in the mosaic. Like I called him, like, hey man, what's going on? Why Murph ain't in it? And he didn't realize Murph had the team he had. So I know, you know, when McGriff hit me up, you know, he was like, he asked me about, you know, was talking about it. So I'm glad he allowed Murph in because, you know, we all got relationships, bro. But you know, you want the best for your tournament. So now you know you get to see him. You know, I'm sure Murph will be back at that. Murph played some of them top Tampa teams as well, and he went up to Jackson. You know, I know he'll compete, bro. He gonna want that. He's one of those guys that he's not gonna run from it. He gonna compete. He gonna play that schedule. He gonna need that schedule too because
he's gonna need that schedule.
Broward County gonna have transfers left and right.
And I expect Murph to try to get in those bigger tournaments during the holiday season. And like I said, and play in those big
down at the City of Palms and like the little smaller brackets this year. So winning,
he should get in. He should hit the whole team back, right?
Yeah, definitely. He's got to be considered.
Yeah, he got to get in with the whole squad coming back.
Whole squad, bro.
I was actually going to ask him that about how you guard against complacency and when do you get started to kind of piggyback on what Coach had asked earlier. Because with your whole squad coming back, I mean, and he got like basketball players. He ain't like splitting a lot of football guys. He got basketball, so he got a great situation, great problem.
And Shaw hit a point where playing against the target back is different, bro, because he's gonna have that he gonna have that situation going in throughout Pinellas County, dog. But one thing that you got to look at that's different with was blessing for him is, but he's been there with this same team for 3 years now.
Yeah.
And the expectation is like they're gonna get there, like how we talked about when they have their region, he's gonna get there off of his region. It's just that got to stay healthy. They'll stay in the gym, bro. They'll stay in the gym. You know what I'm saying? They definitely do that because honestly, he has a program. You know, this ain't just started today. Like Billy D, he was there when you was getting in there. He's one of those guys that's got a program, bro. He's year round. Yeah, he gonna take his team to camps. He gonna do everything in the summer that's gonna make them, you know what I'm saying, gonna prepare them to be great. If they fail, it's not off of the lack of him and his coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? And then you know it's gonna open up that door for other kids to come in too. And Murphy ain't one of them guys that recruit. Them guys just want to come there now because he's just a good coach.
Yeah.
So does he win because he got talent, or he win because of his program?
He got both, bro. He got both. But he has one of those programs, dog, that like he's had, and he got the support around him like no other, bro. I don't think y'all.
Tuma alluded to earlier, man. Murph was in some tough situations. Like every time he got there, he ended up playing like some of the best teams in the state.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's just a tough road once you get, to the state and you end up playing one of the top teams, not only in the state and in the country. You know what I'm saying. It's the luck of the draw sometimes, and he hadn't been that lucky. This year, it's probably been his best year in order to win it. He went out there and got it done.
No, the reason why I asked that, Shad, because we talk all the time on here about do you got talent or are you running the program? It kind of changes depending on who you ask the question to. So that was kind of just a piggyback on what we kind of.
Speaking of coach. Yeah, American coach, bro. He can coach. He's had teams that he hasn't had as talented, but he's always had solid players. But what he had with this group here is what just happened is what you normally see with high school basketball. A group of kids that played together from fourth. What we're missing in Lakeland, bro. I talk about this all the time. Ability, you can expand on this too, bro. Those kids you had in 2011, 2012, they grew up playing with each other.
Yes.
That's
they still play with each other now. They just played in alumni together.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you get. So you look at these kids, Murph got these kids have been playing together since they was kids, man. And they came together for what's on the front of the jersey. And that's what's missing. And that's why it's been almost 14 years or longer in Lakeland. And I hate to keep speaking on it, but it just keeps coming up, bro. The kids don't play what's in front of the jersey. And maybe it's because there's multiple schools in this city, but it's what was in the past that you had. You just don't have that no more.
And the talent right now, all them kids, except for Zay, have played together forever.
Played together forever, man. And those are the kids that get over that hump and make it eventually. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you get. And speaking of what we were just talking about the tough scheduling that Murph had, that's the transition we go for what we're seeing now. Even girl with you, Billy D, and the girls, as well as what the boys are about to run into. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I think y'all wasn't expecting Dr. Phillips to be the number 2 seed.
No.
Y'all was more expecting like, hey, this is the year we're gonna see them in the championship game and we can prepare like that, and then boom, this strength of scheduling got you playing them first. The team that beat you last year. Winter Haven has to go Oak Ridge and Columbus probably. Well, sure, Columbus again playing Evans, but that's the route they got to go to win it. They got to beat the same 2 teams that they had to fight through last year.
Well, let's talk about it then. So, first up, and we put a clip. I ran the clip back from last year when a lot of people do know, some people may not know, but this is a rematch. When Haven played Oak Ridge last year, semifinals, very high energy, very competitive game that Winter Haven won when KJ hit the 3 at the buzzer. So this year you have Winter Haven, who's playing, even if possible, they playing at a higher level than they was last year this time. And you got Oak Ridge who went in top stacked on what they already had. And so you got essentially two, like when we talk big boy basketball, like we posted, you got 3 of the top 6 teams in the state in the same bracket. And 2 or 3 of them 3 and 4 play each other, 3-4, 4-3, however you want to flip them. They lock up first thing. So congratulations on winning your region, but your reward is Winter Haven. Your reward is Oak Ridge. Like, hell, that ain't no reward. So what? I mean, we talked about it a little bit last week, but now it's really game week. So, Coach, you've been there.
Listen, we back in the Larry Murph situation too, Bon. Winter Haven 0-2 going to third year, right?
0-2, yeah.
No.
This is third year. They went last year.
Yeah, they 0-2. They went
third year. This year
they 0-2.
Back to back.
Yeah. So what we, I mean,
I think Murph and Billy D said it like perfect is the game planning, which you know what I'm saying. How does Winter Haven game plan for Oak Ridge? We've all felt one way that Oak Ridge is not very well coached. Talent wise, I think they got just as much talent as Columbus. They got 6 Division I players on that team. Yeah. So do you look at who they lost to and you look at what they do wrong compared versus what they do right? That'll make you better. Do you try to stop the right or do you try to aggressively go at what they can do wrong and push them to do the wrong? Is that a thought that comes to coaching ability?
Definitely. You got to look at strengths and weaknesses, but you also got to look at your strengths and weaknesses also and see what you can expose on their end and see what you can take advantage of. My thing is like the game from last year took a last second shot. So I've heard people talk all year, you know what I'm saying? But they pretty much, it's going to be the same type of game coming in here. This game is not a given for either one of these teams. I think it's going to be another war.
So why do people seem to say Winter Haven versus Columbus?
I don't know. Because I think they forget about
the shot.
They forget about that.
Oak Ridge don't get talked about like Columbus. It's like they hiding away over there in Orlando, and like the great unknown. I don't think enough people even paying attention to them.
I don't even think people. I don't think so. You know what? I don't even think people pay attention to the 13th in the country. When we were saying, Winter Haven is 25 and Winter Haven is 21, I don't think people even looked at it and said, "Oh, damn, Oak Ridge is 13th in the country."
The country, the USA. Yeah.
Yeah. We were so hyped on Winter Haven being national ranked because we honestly, when was the last time we had a national ranked team?
Nationally ranked?
Nationally ranked.
Bartow in 20 broke the national ranking. And I think before that, it was us in 12.
That's a long time. I didn't even know Bartow was national ranked in 20.
They ended up breaking it at the end.
The final ranking, yeah.
The final ranking they got in.
Okay.
So, yeah, you got 3 of the top 22 teams. Now we posted on the page. Like you said, now did people pay attention to it? I don't know, but you got 3 of the top 22 teams in the country playing in the same bracket, and you got 13 versus 22 in a semifinal game. I mean,
you're right, because Oak Ridge did go shopping. They're gonna go shopping every year. That's just what they do. They bring in kids every year, and one of the kids they brought in is top 15 and top 25.
That was a good. So,
I'm gonna ask y'all this question because y'all keep up with it more than me. So I ain't finna sit here and talk you off about what I think I know. What is Winter Haven's weakness? Because I'm gonna tell you what I think Winter Haven's weakness is, and I'm gonna let y'all feed off. I think it's experience.
That's one of them. They're only gonna have 3 kids that played in the state finals. It's only 3 kids that played in it.
So what is their weakness?
And I don't know about them, and I don't know. I think it'll be more of an issue. I, I don't know about their interior defense. If they run up on like a team with a true big, so I mean, I think I think they would struggle against Boozer, but I mean, everybody struggles against Boozer. And will they stick to their game plan? Because I think when they even their lack of depth could be an issue because like we talked about, you get to a point where you start to feel like you gotta squeeze and you want to leave guys out there a little longer than you probably have all year. So something that I don't think should be a weakness could be if they don't take advantage of their depth.
I don't like the way they gamble in the half court defensively. I think it's a sense of overconfidence, especially when you playing against teams not as good as you are. And I think it hurt them in the Norland game. And I think you can't afford to do that against Oak Ridge and Columbus. So, but either way, I'm saying that's why you play the game. You got to line it up, and you got at the end of the day that person got to beat you. So my thing is, if I'm Winter Haven, I'm going in with my game and my game plan, and you're gonna have to beat me playing my own game.
I think, and this is just me, I think one of Winter Haven's strengths is them getting out in transition. They're up tempo, fast pace where they play. I think from a strategy standpoint, I don't know if that is the best strategy. I mean, I know you got to do what you got to do, but like Coach Murr said, sometimes you got to have something that they haven't seen, something that you wouldn't normally do. And I'm saying maybe taking it out the ball a little bit might be more of a better strategy against Oak Ridge. And and I know I see the ladies in the chats killing us. We're not saying they don't have depth. We're saying
They don't have experience.
That's what's gotten them where they're at. It is the depth. We are saying when you get in these type of games, you start to question, and that bench starts to shrink. And we're just saying that their depth is one of their strengths if they use it like they have all year. Not saying they won't. Obviously, we're not in the coach. We're not on the coaching staff.
Yeah.
But I think that Oak Ridge transition is much more explosive than Winter Haven, even though Winter Haven is pretty explosive. So from a strategy standpoint,
like Tuma saying from an experience standpoint, yeah, they got depth. Winter Haven does have depth, right? But it's different when you get in that building. You know what I'm saying? It's a different atmosphere. It's a different culture. If you've never played in that building, it could be intimidating if you've never been in there before. Coach, when you look around, you know what I'm saying, that goal is a little bit smaller. You know what I'm saying? That court is a little bit bigger.
Last year, the second year they went there, bro, they came to my gym and practice. I saw these kids not play the same as what I saw them during the season. That gym is different, bro.
That gym is different, Coach. I've seen teams that were better than the other team, but you get in that type of environment, you just don't know how the kids are going to respond, Coach. And that's the same issue, same concern that I have with my girls on Friday. We have some kids that haven't been there before, and we curious on how they respond.
Mm-hmm. And they return it.
What do you do? Do you take your squad there the day before they play just so they're in the gym? What do you do like for those guys and girls, since you're saying that the boys and girls may have the same concern about lack of experience in that setting? Mm-hmm. Is there anything you can do? You just gotta.
So our strategy has been to take them beforehand so they can get a feel of the place. Also in the past, I have taken them to USF so they can get an opportunity to shoot in that type of open arena. We have done that. But also defensively, what we've done is to make sure that we create offense out of our defense. The more high percentage shots that we can get, the better off we'll be. So we're trying to get layups instead of shooting jump shots in that particular atmosphere.
Cool. Winter Haven boys, it just play Polk County basketball. Orange County is like the same way Murph say. They skill, but they ain't tough. Play Polk County basketball.
And I don't know when I'm laughing because when did we say Woodhaven was trash? When
Yeah, that.
we saying they just Woodhaven just above trash. When we say,
Mama Olivia, she'll be all right. She'll be all right.
when we saying that? Oh man. So I mean, we saying, come on now, we've been with Woodhaven all year long. Now today boy, it's tough. But so I agree when I think we line up with them. I think where we'll win is kind of what we alluded to is on the sideline. I think I think that we I think we win the game on the semifinal game on the sideline. I think we out coach them and we get to the ship.
I gotta share. As soon as I walk in the arena, she gonna be the first one on my head. She already know how I am though.
So now we run into this real issue, right? So we say that, and both of y'all, coach, we say y'all game is at 1 and the boys is at 3. So by 3 o'clock, y'all have won and y'all getting ready for the championship, which is the next day. And then by 5 o'clock, the boys have won and they getting ready for the next day, right? Am I correct? So,
Yes,
and it's not even 20. It's definitely not 24 hours. It's less than 24 hours. What is the transition like from that because you high now, we going to the ship. You know, you're celebrating and you gotta turn right back around in less than a 20.
Wait a minute. Who said Billy D is gonna win?
I'm just hey, that's what we say. So y'all both in the ship. What's the trend? What's the transition like, coach? Both sides, girls, boys. What's the transition like before
Coach,
we get ready for the ship?
After our game, we'll be staying for the boys' game. And God bless us to win the game, and that's all the confidence we're going in there with. Our intentions are to win, but during the boys' game, I'm gonna already be watching film for the next day, which I've seen film already, but I'm gonna start, locking in and watching film for the next day, and then we'll probably turn around and have some type of practice that morning on Saturday morning, and we'll talk about it.
I be on Billy D here. Everybody know I be on Billy D.
I expect you to. I need it for motivation anyway.
So what you watching it for the next season?
Nah, bro. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, then that's the case. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we're gonna at least go in there and pinch them, just like we did last year. It ain't gonna be no easy. No, that ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? They skated up out of there. It ain't like they just came in and just whooped us now.
No, you made a good statement, but I mean, I got you.
So, coach,
I just got to get on you the same way so they understand when I get on people.
Bro, they have no clue what goes on in our little text group, bro. They have no clue. You know what I'm saying? That's the expectation.
But you know you got just loud and clear. You know you got a whole problem in front of you, right?
Bro, entire problem. We knew that.
We just wanted. I want the fans to hear it because they think that when we get on the Winter Haven boys, it ain't the Winter Haven girls. Ain't
no, man.
You know you got a problem.
Both of us are ice skating uphill, bro. We have the toughest road to winning a state championship, both girls and boys. We have to play like the boys. 3 teams are the top teams in the state, right? So Colonial is number 1. Dr. Phillips is like 2 or 3, and then we pull in at 8 in the whole entire state.
Well, lucky for Winter Haven boys, they got Oak Ridge. They beat. You got to play the best team in the state.
So it is what it is.
Let's be clear, man. No matter how we joke around, we talk about the game because first of all, we coaches and then second of all, we like uncles to the kids. We want Winter Haven to win, boys and girls. So we just keeping it a buck off stuff that could potentially be an issue. That's how we talk about stuff. So if you got 2, 4, 6 more set of eyes on it, then hey, we gonna do all we can to help. If that mean motivate you, that mean upset you, I mean, okay, man, I ain't think about it that way. Whatever we can do,
it's all love. Olivia though,
it's all love, So yeah, don't get it,
And I'm not proud, bro.
She know I'm tough, so she gonna get on me. You see, she only getting on me.
Yeah, I'm not proud, bro. I don't send film to coaches that I trust, in the county to help get another set of eyes on it. Like, bro, they don't gave me feedback on what we do well, what we don't do well. They don't also gave me, what they would do against Dr. Phillip, bro. I'm not proud. I receive any help that I can in order to game plan for this game. So
you're a great coach, bro. We gave you flowers, and we know what you're gonna do, but we know you got a whole problem in front of you.
Yeah, you definitely got.
You have a Terminator landing at and what you got to do for the next week is figure out how to stop this Terminator.
I got a couple ideas.
Bro,
ideas that you've never seen us do before. I got a couple ideas.
Hey, look, listen. After what I just witnessed and heard about on Saturday with Murphy going zone, I'm sure you're gonna figure something out. Because you could have told me.
I got a couple ideas.
You could have told me he was on the whole second half.
Bro, what do you got?
I had to keep quiet and not even text Coach Given that Murph plays zone. But you heard what Murph said, whatever it takes to win.
Whatever it takes.
But it's just you have a Terminator in front of you.
Bro, believe me, we're gonna do some stuff that's out of my comfort zone, but it's what's necessary.
Oh man.
That's good.
Hey man, it's like we talk about we gonna help, man. We trying to do what we can to help the babies win. We've been doing it all year. We've been doing it since we started.
They got a problem in front of them. Winter Haven boys got a problem in front of them for 2 games.
It's tough. That's just it. I mean, it's just facts. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, that's a tough ice skating. But they can do it. They're gonna have to do it. I mean, they did it. They was what they was 5 seconds from it, 3 seconds from it last year. So I mean, knocking at the door, you there just like everybody else. So you just like you said, you just gotta trust in what you do and go for what you know. And
4 is better than 2. 4 experience is better than 2. Let's just say that out loud. And that should be the motivation, that we're doubting the experience part of it. We're not doubting the Winter Haven team as a team, the 27-1 or whatever it is. Yeah. But let's not forget. Let's just go back. KJ had been to state twice. That was his second time there. Isaac, Jamie, and Dylan had been there. So that's 4 experienced guys that have been in that situation. Now let's remember this. We're talking so that we're not overhyping the whole situation and taking away from the basketball conversation of it, because they don't want us to talk basketball. Oak Ridge returned everybody, every single player, and they added on. That means everybody that saw that shot go in has had that taste in their mouth since last year in March. Winter Haven has 3 guys coming back, and 2 that's our top 3 players in the county that went through the experience of being on that floor. Now they have to take a leadership role in being strong leaders to get these guys prepared for playing inside that arena, inside that environment, against guys that are experienced. And that's probably one of the biggest keys is floor generals and leaders. They have to prepare those guys to play against an experienced Oak Ridge team before we even talk Columbus. You know what I'm saying? If that don't happen and those guys are not as focused, and you know what I'm saying, it can be a whole different look.
Whole different conversation. So we gonna always, whether we joking, laughing, whatever, we gonna keep it And nobody. I mean, we just wanted to be.
OC got beat by Save Mont, Latoya. They got drafted, but Save Mont was strong.
We
Mom
just
beat the Lions.
saying. Yeah, we
Save
just
Mont,
wanted to be known. We don't want. We are here to provide information. We do it in a different way, humorous, conversational, controversial, whatever you want to call it. But we provide information, and the information that a lot of people may not know is that Oak Ridge is pretty good, and let's not just gift wrap the ship, the walk to the ship for Winter Haven. And I know Coach Woodside and Coach Reddick and Coach Jamie and the guys, they know that. So we're not saying nothing that they don't already know in their locker room and their gym.
They've been there. They've coached. They've coached there several times.
And I can tell you, I don't see them in practice. They're not overlooking them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They lock.
Yeah. So we saying this is provide information, which we already know. They locked and loaded. They know what it is. So and they know we know what it is. So we just putting it out there for everybody else, just in case one or two, three or four, a few, a many didn't know. So now you do. So, man, before we get off, man, I know, Coach, you always giving flowers. Want to make sure we give yours. You had a couple of good things happen this weekend to you and your family. First of all, congrats on the 12-year anniversary of your state championship. I think it's today. And also, Lake Wells decided to finally do right and put your brother, in the Hall of Fame. So speak on both of those, man. I want to make sure and give you and your family your flowers.
First of they've already had the Hall of Fame.
Say again? No, this is like the fourth class, I think. It's like the fourth class of inductees. You know what I'm saying? And, I can argue that it should have been earlier, but that's beside the point. At this point, you know what I'm saying? We just want to celebrate and give my brother the credit and his just due that he's has well deserved. He's been a leading scorer.
Over 2,000 points should have been in there.
Yeah, it's like 2,100 points, 2,102, something like that. You know what I'm saying? And he's held that record since 1990. You know what I'm saying? And he should have been in. I'm emotional because he's not here to see it. But it's definitely a big and huge accomplishment for our family, and we just looking forward to celebrating him, on April 6th. On April 6th. If anybody want to attend, they can go to Lake West Booster Club on website and buy tickets. Also, yes, it is our 12-year anniversary of my 2012 team winning the state championship. Reminder, we're the only one that has done this, where we won every playoff game by running clock, from all the district games to the regional finals, semifinals, and the finals game. We won each game by running clock. We're still talked about to this day. I'm gonna give credit to my coaching staff and to my kids, man. They the one that went out and made history, man. I'm still proud of them to this day. You know what I'm saying? That team is still significant in conversation.
Man, just think, man. I had an opportunity to be on that coaching staff. Ain't that sad?
You did.
Turn it down.
You did. But I understood. Coming from North Lakeland, that's tough on them.
Yeah, that man wanted me
and last minutes. Yeah. And the last announcement, going forward, just to let you know, this wasn't a Polk Hoops idea. But an anonymous person came to us and basically wants to start a scholarship. We're going to start giving out, not this year, but next year, a Polk Hoop scholarship. And they want it named after my brother. So it's definitely going to be, the Polk Hoops, Daryl Washington Jr.'s scholarship. So we are going to be raising money to start giving out to well-deserving kids here in Polk County that are student athletes, you know what I'm saying, with a scholarship coming from Polk Hoops. So we definitely going to need y'all support in all our events because we're trying to give back.
Yeah. And
one
of our biggest events that we're working hard on is the Polk Hoops Alumni Weekend, which is July 26th through the 28th. So, a portion of those proceeds definitely will go towards the Polk Hoop scholarship. So Please keep that locked in. You know, we want to see everybody back out. I think we had almost 1,000 people show up at that thing last year, right?
Yeah.
That was big for us. I only see it getting bigger. We're doing 2 days. We're going to include the girls on Friday night. Have probably 2 games. And then Saturday, Sunday, we're going to do a 2-day with the basketball boys if we get the participation. We got the hype from the girls after they saw it, but we definitely want to get them involved. So be on the lookout for us starting to advertise, and registration opens up for the first 8 to 10 teams of boys. Since we're doing 2 days, we want to do about 10 teams at the most, and you got to make your payments. Don't do a Rashad. What is it, Rashad Hines? After we pick 8 teams, we want to come back saying could Lake Gibson get in after we don't got all 8 teams in. But we want to get all the Polk County teams involved in it, you know what I'm saying, and be a part of something that we plan on doing each year, as well as the showcase game for the high school boys. So we're excited about all the stuff we got going on. Shaw, appreciate you for coming on, bro. It's been good catching up with you. I know I had just talked to you before I got on the show, so good to see you come on and tune in to us.
And yeah, so before we jump off, man, I got this text while we was on with Coach Murph. He said that districts, regions, and classes are changing next year. Says there will be 8 classes.
What? They're going back to 8A? Listen, there's no way anybody's going to show up the first week. If they go 8A and they try to do 1 through 4A and 4A, they're going to lose money. It ain't no positive to this that they're doing.
8 classes. I literally just got a text while we was on.
Definitely. The volleyball districts and classifications are already set. Usually it mirrors basketball, so you can get a good idea on what district you're going to be in next year by looking at the volleyball districts and regions. Of course, you know, I've already looked and see where we're at, and I can make a prediction now. Huh?
Y'all gonna be 8?
Yeah, we're in the top class. We're in the top class, and looking at I think we're in 7A because I sent y'all that text, didn't I?
I didn't know you sent the text, but we didn't know what the classification was.
I didn't know it was 8A. I didn't look at it like 8As and 7 and all that. I just assumed it was just the same.
But judging by it, man, I see Winter Haven boys and Winter Haven girls making it again next year, just by looking at the districts and the regions.
So unless y'all go in and just pack them in there, hopefully this is a 1-year deal. This is 1-year experiment with this. This is how they got it going this week. And this year, rather, because it's been 2 weeks, and they look to change it. Hopefully, they actually ask for input from the people, like the coaches, you all that are involved. How was it for you? And get some actual input from people that is affected. You know, because all y'all 1 through 4 and 5 through 7.
You don't stretch it out. So why do we have to play back to back? You know what I'm saying? Other people get a day in between. Why do we have to play back to back?
Oh, it was on Thursday and they played on Saturday. Why you gonna do what? And it's less. It's 5, 6, 7. They went 1, 2, 3, 4. They had 4 classes. Y'all go 3 classes and have to play back to back.
Yeah,
ain't nothing good I can say about that. All I'm saying is it's dumb.
Yeah, FHSAA dropped the ball on that big time. So hopefully they will be there actually like paying attention, and hopefully they will ask for input from the people that are going. Because I can't imagine none of y'all in 7A, girls or boys, you know, what's happening when y'all saw how that turned out. Couldn't be there. But as we jump off, man, we want to make sure that you all roads lead to the RP Funding Center
at 1 o'clock,
BKA known as the White House, to check out the girls and the boys from Winter Haven. Everybody show up, man. Show up and support the girls and the guys, coaches. Once again, we joke around on here, but you know, we always Polk County, so we there want everybody to pull up and support all the kids, man, all the kids, and look forward to next time we jump on. We saying we got our first. Would it be the first time that they're state champs?
Yeah, this might
girls and boys at the same school, same year. Would this be history?
In Polk, yes.
So we're making history. It's history.
It's Yeah. Now, if it's one thing that's exciting about this weekend, we get to see Winter Haven girls and Winter Haven both one school play back to back for the state tournament. I'm
Yeah.
excited to be in there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be there to definitely see our co-host and Coach Johnny. Be on time to watch them guys, because even though we talking trash now, we want to see our co-host continue to be at the level that he's at, along with Coach Johnny. And then, right after that, we're gonna be excited to see Winter Haven pull through and make big things happen, so we can see the big matchup again. But at the end of the day, gonna give it to Coach BD the same way I give it to anybody else. So, Mr. Olivia, you saw me going in on Billy D. I'm throwing shade at him. So if I throw shade at Winter Haven boys, if you don't like it, I still love you.
And so FSSA, even though y'all dropped the ball, at least y'all gave us the games back to back. We wanted them Friday night, prime time, like it should have been, like it always has been with Polk County teams. But this is a small consolation. So everybody make sure y'all pull up, support. And next week we look forward to saying we got girls and boys.
Stop it. Washington is a Q dog. Dr. Phillips got the cap. Stop that. We ain't gonna even share what you just said. Stop it.
Bro, y'all hilarious, bro.
Stop it. I mean, they're talking about coaching advantage. Hold on, man. We got a new coaching over there, Dr. Phillips. I ain't gonna put Rashad on the spot because I asked Rashad who he calling for, the Noop or the Q. But I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna let it slide today because
Rashad went to Winter Haven, bro. His roots would be to his alma mater first. It's all good either way, man. I need the motivation.
Well, we appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in and rocking with us tonight, man. We don't take it for granted. We appreciate y'all very much, man. And good luck on the court to the ladies and the gentlemen of Winter Haven High School. Good luck to Coach Woodside, Coach Jamie, Coach Kirk, Coach Johnny, and Coach Billy D, man. Y'all continue to make us proud.
Y'all got any more coaches that we ain't giving a shout out to? Who the other coaches is?
Well, so that's just y'all two. Is anybody on y'all team? Y'all squad?
I mean, Coach JT, Coach Des, Coach Sharman, Coach Van for us, and
y'all Bartow. Y'all got 20 coaches,
bro. Like,
who we missing with the boys? Then the boys, we missing some people.
Woodside, definitely don't want to forget her. On the boys' side, y'all said Kurt, Jamie, Darius, Dylan's brothers on that staff. Little Woodside, Coach Woodside's son, and Ishmael.
Team on, don't trip. Team on, you running everybody else off. Don't leave Team on out.
We ain't leaving my girl.
My bad. Shout out to Toya, man.
Hey,
Toya like my big sister, man. We grew up together, man. I know Toya all my life.
And Toya from Lake Wells.
Yeah, she is.
Born and raised. Great conflict of interest, huh? Nah, where my baby goes, where I am, huh? My baby Winter Haven, I'm at Winter Haven. Don't play. I got it. So, man, we appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all be great, man. Be great. And we ready to come back next week and talk about state champs on both sides. Till next week.
Cap.
Y'all be safe, man. We out. Polk Hoops, we out. Hold on.